Welcome to LJ Machinery online listing. Today we have for you it's Okuma DCC-15. It's actually mill and lathe in one, and it's this Okuma DCC-15. It's actually equipped with OSP 700M control. It's the same thing as 7000 control. The year of manufacture of this machine it's 2000. And it's been recently took out of production. It's this machine is very nice shape, and it comes with all bells and whistles. And I'll explain to you how Okuma's DCC-15 work. This is actually this one actually has two axes. Actually three axes. One rotary axis, which is a C axis. Look at it right here. And two axes located on the column, which actually has its own spindle. It's actually rotating spindle. So in this mill and lathe option, this is DCC-15, Okuma DCC-15. You're actually using cutting tools from a mill, Cat 40 cutting tools. It's equipped with a 12 pocket tool holder, and you can actually extend it to 24 pockets at your wish. So this mill and lathe in one, it has actually a live spindle or moving spindle, so you can actually cut around with it, plus make holes with a very accurate tapping. And of course the best thing it can do, it's very good for making keyways and different type of keyways, whatever you want. So I'll explain to you in detail, how it runs, how it works, actually by putting in also a piece of stock inside the machine, so you can actually see clearly, how this machine works. And like I said before, it's equipped with OSP 700M control. So this is a very nice controller from Okuma. It has three axes. It has a 6000 RPM spindle. Right now we're running at 2000 RPMs warm-up cycle. It's very nice. And of course, it comes in with its own lubricator. You have an option to use actually clamping or a chuck. Right here, this is actually a chuck, and I'll demonstrate it to you. It's actually hydraulic chuck, and you can adjust your pressure right here on the bottom. This one comes in with also with a chip conveyor, which is one of the best chip conveyors, with actually a pen with a flash down. So all the chips are flashed down this tube right to your chip conveyor right here, located on the back. And this is a drum chip conveyor, so you can actually use it for aluminum and steel chips. Of course, it has the washout pumps, one coolant pump, one washout pump, one shower pump. It's actually fully blown. So it has all bells and whistles. Of course, it has a hydraulic pump for tool clamping, unclamping, and the chuck clamp, unclamp. So it's not an air chuck, so you can actually grab any of your work stack with big force on it. This, of course, is a control cabinet right here. I'll show you the rest, actually walk around the rest of it. It's a chip conveyor right here. It's very nice chip conveyor. Very nice drum chip conveyor with its own washout inside, so you won't have any problems, getting it, any chip stuck inside of it. One thing I looked today, and I checked this machine yesterday out, and we had the light working, but I think our light bulb is out, so that's why I put in two lights from the top, just a temporary solution till my techs, they're gonna change out new light bulb on that. This machine is in very nice shape. I'll show you later in the video how the gauging process. We're just gonna put a gauge on it, and you can actually see for yourself how well it runs. Now the spindle is at 2500 RPMs, actually 2100 RPMs. It's running nice. And of course this machine, it's pre-wired, and it's got the receiver for range show probe, and you can actually run the probe with it. So, and put it right in your program, right in your program. Of course, with this machine we have all of the manuals, so it's explained in detail how to program it, how the machine works, and how to operate it. from the side, you know, it's a simple side. And of course, it has an option for a mist collector right here. You can hook it up to your existing one, or if you have, if you want us to hook up one or get you one, it doesn't, you know, we can do it for you. That's the other side of the chip conveyor. Chip conveyor has its own control also. Forward, reverse, automatic operation, and of course the e-stop, and yeah, handle and automatic operation. And this one, I'll show you the plaque, so you can actually write down the numbers, check it out for yourself. And like on all of our videos, you know, the machine we actually have on picture, then that's the machine you get, not like with some other companies, you know, they make a very nice video of the machine, and then you found out you're getting something else after you make or commit to buy or make a purchase. And of course, this one's actually, you can use it or not. It has the clamp, unclamp confirmation actually by air. So if you run it, you can actually run it with a robot or a loader, unloader. And if you need a robot for a machine like this, or robot for any of your application, we can actually provide you with one and hook it up for you, and we can actually integrate the robot or existing system with your needs. And right now I'll just stop the spindle. I think we're yeah, an MDI, so I'll just put M05 command in here. M05 executing cycle start. That's it, the spindle stop on it. And like I said, you know, this mill and lathe option is actually using tools, milling tools. So you can actually use the milling tool. So basically how it runs, like we have a piece of stock right here. So the stock, round stock or whatever shape you have, it's you actually put in a C-axis, and I show you the movements of the axis right here. Let's put in the manual, and let's start from an X at 50%. These are actually the movements, like right here, back and forth, and the depth movement goes in and out. Right now we're actually with the 50% rapid. This is a very, very fast machine, so you can actually rip through the steel or cast iron or aluminum. This one also is made for aluminum, so that's why it's got the washout and the inside washout, so the aluminum chips won't get stuck, you know, or get clogged anywhere. And this machine, yeah, it was used actually at with aluminum, so it's in very, very nice shape, like you can hear right now. And I'll show you later on the gauges, how nice it is and how nice it's behaving on the gauge. So this is a Z-axis right here operation. You can hear and see it for yourself. Interference right here, and we're actually at 50% rapid right here. We can speed it up to 100%. Yeah, it's very nice and smooth motion, no clanks, nothing. It's in very nice shape machine, as you can see it right now. Most of the machines, when you do it like this, you know, and they're not in good shape, they will just, you know, start clanking, or you can hear terrible noise. This is nice and smooth. So this machine is in beautiful, beautiful shape, very, very good one. And of course the last axis is a C-axis, and you can actually hear the unclamping of it. And I have it on a MPG, manual pulse generator, right here. And actually the piece of wood I put in the middle of it, that's for automatic operation, so I can actually cheat out this sensor. Cheat out the sensor, so we can actually operate the machine. I can, if you don't like it, or any other options when you don't like with this machine, or like a receiver for a receiver doesn't matter, receiver for a range of probe, we can actually, you know, remove it or add it on. So it all depends on you, you know, whatever you want to have. And when you disengage the C-axis, go for example back to X, it actually clamps out, and you can operate the other axis. And like I said, this machine, we have it in the manual right now. I'm gonna slow it down so we can actually see it. Let's do the ATC cycle on it. Yeah, one cycle start. It's actually opened up the tool changer, and this is at 2%, so I'll just speed it up. Clamps, unclamps the tool, and goes back. I can actually repeat it for you. So you actually, you can choose whatever tools you have, smaller, bigger, for milling options. You can drill the holes, you can put in very nice steps on it. You can actually do the lathe work, so the sides of it, or inside OD, ID, with a milling tool you can actually cut it. So when this machine, it's got its own software, which is very nicely integrated with the machine. So it will actually, you can actually use it as a lathe, and it will actually choose the tool for you, or ask you for a diameter of a tool, and you can actually use it as a lathe. So you'll spin the C-axis one way, and you come in for your stack, with a milling tool, spin out the axis, and then that's how you actually cut the sides of it. And I'll demonstrate it with you with our piece of stack. So this was actually a short piece just to show you how the machine works. Next 2 pieces or 3 pieces will be a gauging video, and of course I'll put in the piece of stack on it and demonstrate for you how you actually can use it as a lathe or as a mill. So right now at this moment I'll just, for example, I'll just use a gauge. I'll put in the gauge, and I'll show you how nice this machine actually behaves on the gauge. I'll demonstrate for you. I put a Z-axis on the gauge, have it set up at 0. It's gonna be a quick presentation because we have a limited time on YouTube for a whole video. I don't want to split it out for some other machines. I just want to put it on one big block and join everything together. So right now I have a Z-axis. Z-axis is on a gauge, and I'll just, it's at 50 per 1 parts. So I'll just go in and go out by clicking the MPG, manual pulse generator, and you'll see the gauge moving on it, and set it up so you actually can see it very nicely. And first of all, I'll just move it backwards, and I move it back and forth. This will demonstrate to actually, this is 50 parts per 1, so moves 2 blocks at one time, and I'm moving back and forth. So that means the backlash on it, it's set up perfectly. There is no backlash. So when I move it back and forth, the bearings actually, they stretch out, stretch in, and retention themselves, and it's perfect. You can actually see it. It goes back 2 spots, 2 spots, 2 spots to 0. So this is very nice mechanically sounding machine. And I'm moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with perfect right on the dot at 10, and we can go backwards 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're perfect on 0, and that means this machine it has a very nice Z-axis, and there is no slack in it. There is no any other movement, so the bearings are in perfect shape. That's like you heard it before on a video when I was actually moving it in rapids. It's very nice and quiet. And next video I'll just set up the gauge on my x-axis, and then you'll see we'll see how the x-axis performs on the gauge. Now I'll demonstrate the x-axis, x-axis, how it performs on the gauge. I set it up not too nicely because I set it up on let's see if you can see something. I actually set it up, and I'll be leaning all over it on a ATC door. Oh, right now it should be good. It should be good. On ATC door, and I'll go first of all, let's check backlash on it. We go back and forth. It goes very nice, same spot, moves out 2 gauges with 50 parts. 50 parts per 1 on it, so it moves twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We back at 0. So as you can see, it's same thing like on the Z-axis. Our X-axis, it performs very nice, and there is actually no backlash on it, so it's set up very nice. The bearings are very tight on it, so it's the X-axis, it's in very nice mechanical condition. And next video I'll show you, I'll put in the piece of my stack in and show you actually how to cut, how to use it as a mill and as a lathe. The general idea behind it. And most of the people, they should love it, especially if you have even making, you can actually make even gears on that machine. It's a very nice setup for it. Alright, next video we'll switch for a stack inside our chuck.